Hello, folks. This is Jeff Davis with the legendary Jeff Davis Show from Central Texas, USA. And I love Mike Hanson Archives. Peace out, baby.
But he made it off to work and voted to increase his pay and take another perk.
Hello, folks, and we are back. My name is Jeff Davis, coming at you live here. This is, what is the date? 5 June 1999. A couple of quick announcements, and we got a full panel of folks here. First off, we are broadcasting via the internet live, www.spring.net. If you're watching on the nets, www.spring.net. Paul Walhouse is here with us. He's going to be joining us here later in the program, www.spring.net. Now, a couple of things. First off, for the folks that are going to McQueeney, the Silver Eagle Tap House coming up here at 2 o'clock today. I'm going to go ahead and read the directions here. First off, the Tap House phone number is area code 830, and this is the number to Ron Avery, who is the owner and proprietor of the Tap House. It's area code 830-560-1709. That's 830-560-1709. You can give them a call if you don't understand the directions I'm fixing to give you. Okay, from Interstate 10, the Silver Eagle Tap House is about 25 miles east of San Antonio, Texas, off of I-10. Take the McQueeney exit at the intersection of I-10 and Highway 46. Go on North 78, turn right at the light just across the Guadalupe River on FM 725. We are on the right side of 725 next to the McQueeney Volunteer Fire Station. If you're coming from Interstate 35, the Silver Eagle Tap House is 9 miles south of IH-35 on FM 725. It looks like this FM 725, folks, is where you need to be. They're on the left side of downtown McQueeney on the Guadalupe River, right before the light at Highway 78. Now, the physical address for the Tap House is 9301 FM 725, 9301 FM 725 in downtown McQueeney, Texas. Once again, the phone number to call the Tap House is 830-560-1709. One final thing, folks. This is a open invitation here on the Jeff Davis Show for anybody to come down here. That includes any of the viewers that watch this program. You can come down here. By the way, if you want to go to the Tap House, if you want to go to the Texans Come Together this afternoon, if you could come down here to ACTV Studios, and there's going to be kind of a caravan of cars going down there, and you can just follow us if you don't know these directions. There should be a couple of folks that do that here later on as the day goes on here. There should be some folks that come in here, and then they can follow us down to Silver Eagle Tap House. Okay, so you can come down to the studio here right now at 1143 Northwestern here in Austin, Texas. Finally, I want to just say, like I say, this is an open invitation for everybody. Jeff Davis is here, inviting you to come down here to the program. This includes all the viewers, folks like Wes Curtis, Greg Erickson, any of the people that are watching this thing. Jeff Davis is inviting you to come down here and be on this program. So that's the way it is. All right. Joining us, we have a full panel of folks here. Some are well-known people. We have a lot of different people here. To my right, we have Recon, and many Access viewers know Robert Kurtz.
Yay, Recon.
Paul Walhuss is Walhuss, right?
Correct. You're in the ballpark.
One of these days, man, I'm going to get... Paul Walhus has got his hat on. He's the proprietor of spring.net, and it's his website that you're watching over the internet right now for the internet viewers. This is Paul's website, www.spring.net, that you're watching live on the internet. To my left is Tim Cohen from Aurora, Colorado.
Hey, Tim. All right.
Tim is the author of the book, The Antichrist and a Cup of Tea, and right there's his book. To the left of Tim, of course, is Jimmy Ritter, Freedom in the...
Freedom in the Trailer Park. Yay.
Sean DePonder is to his left from Houston.
Oh, these lovely things. Go ahead, girl.
I'm Becky Ritter, and I'm Andrea Ritter. We're Pokey's nieces.
From the Trailer Park in Houston.
Yep.
You'll be seeing Andrea there on the Trailer Park show this Monday at 7 o'clock. She does a little shooting demonstration for us. All right. Very good. She makes Al Gore mad because he likes trees, and wait till you see what she does to a tree. She's been taught how to use the evil gun. She's been taught how to use an evil gun, and you ought to see what she does to the tree. Anyway, folks, that's later.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's have a little round table. Tim, we'll get to you in just a minute here, but I want to talk just a little bit about McQueenie. I would guess everybody here is going down there from here.
As far as I know, it's food and adult beverages.
And so let's go back here to Recon. And I guess for Recon, what other than the fellowship, is there a specific thing that you want to accomplish going down there, or just?
Well, yeah, I'd like to see a whole bunch of folks come down and get to know everybody, and we're going to talk truth about the New World Order and the things that are going on around us, all the way from political aspects to religious aspects around the world. The world is getting closer to the evil man of sin showing himself, and as you know, I have a quote-unquote religious show on Access TV here, and we need to meet everybody that's concerned about America and the rest of the world. And there's great folks that own that place down there. We went down when Joyce Riley was here, had a great time. Nobody caused any problems. It was just fun and games and lots of good information.
So it should be a good time. Paul, you're going down too, right?
Yeah, we're going to take some camcorder equipment down, some high 8. We're going to shoot some video. We're going to rebroadcast that on the website to supplement the live shows that you do. Also, we're going to, at some stage when this thing will start snowballing, we're going to have some live internet shows that aren't on KCAC, that aren't on KJFK, or aren't on shortwave radio, or any of the other media that you guys beam out on.
Yeah.
So
go over to your place,
yeah,
sit beside the pool.
Have a little poolside chat over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I appreciate the opportunity you're extending to spring.net to do these webcasts.
Well, let me ask you, how many of you all, I know Jimmy, your show's going over there.
Yes, we're very interested in getting on there too. I was watching the show me and Jeff did last Saturday on there, and I was very impressed.
We'll get you going on there. No
I
problem.
appreciate it, sir.
No
We'll do whatever we can to help you out.
Yeah, good deal.
So that's Paul. He's going to be joining us. Tim,
We're going to have a good time today too, Paul.
Oh, yeah. You better tell folks how to get down there.
He
I just
sort
did.
of did.
You better show them the map.
McQueenie's not much of a town. Get down there and ask for the Silver Eagle Tap House. You'll find it.
You know.
Well, it's basically, folks, it's the physical, well, it's a hard thing to do. I can give the number out. And
Well, tell them what highway they got to head down on.
Okay, let me tell this one more time, because I did fill out a press release that I was going to do this. Okay, the Silver Eagle Tap House. Now, if this is from Interstate 10, okay.
But you better tell them on I-35 too, because a lot of folks are going I-35.
I don't know if this map's going to do any justice, but we'll try it.
Yeah, there we go.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Can you still that, Chris? And I can read it here.
What interstate is that cutting across?
Okay, that's Interstate 10 there.
I-10. Boy, it's down there.
You got it stilled, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still it.
Okay, let me go ahead and read it then again. Okay, Interstate 10, from Interstate 10, and this would be from where? People coming from Houston and
That'd be people coming from Houston or San Antonio.
Houston or San Antonio.
Or points in between.
25 miles east of San Antonio, Texas, off I-10. Take the McQueenie exit at the intersection of I-10 and Highway 46. I don't know if they're going to be able to remember this, but it's the intersection of I-10 and Highway 46. Go north on 78. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Turn right at the light just across the Guadalupe River on FM 725.
I was over there the other day. If you get off at I-10, they got a sign to McQueenie. Just follow the signs, and when you get to 725, then and you can just turn and you're right there.
Okay, that's off of 10.
Off of I-10, yes, sir.
Why don't you just go ahead and say that one more time, then?
If you get off I-10,
because I know there are internet viewers that are.
Yeah, if you get off I-10, they got a take that exit. They've got a sign saying Lake McQueenie. Just follow that sign around, and they'll have another sign pointing to McQueenie. You go across the railroad tracks, the river, whatnot, and you're right in there. Then it's easy to find. If you can't locate Tap House, it's a big place. So just stop and ask anyone at a convenience store or whatever, because you're probably going to be right on top of it. McQueenie is about the size of this building, so you know, if you can't find it, you're probably at the front door. You just got to go about 25 feet and you're there. You know, it's a small town. It'll be easy to find this place. So don't sweat it. Just get on down there, and we'll be waiting on you with the adult beverages and things of that. With the foam on top.
Don't park across the street from the place. Go around behind it to park down by the river.
Yeah, they got a nice parking lot. You follow a little driveway down. It's almost. It's a lower level in the building, right on the river. It's a beautiful location.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, on 5 acres. Okay, what about from Interstate 35?
Just follow that 725 and you're going right into it.
Okay.
Follow 725 down, just like you said. FM 725 off of I-35. Just take that exit and bingo, you're there. 9 miles off the freeway and bingo, you're walk on in.
How far do you think it is from the studio? Maybe 60 miles?
Give or take a few.
It didn't take us too long last time.
No, it didn't. Maybe 50 miles away. We went
Highway 46 last time from San Marcos down.
Yeah.
And then we got to Interstate 10. I believe we had to turn right.
Turn right, and then we came back and turned right again and got back in there. There's a 725. It's an easy shot. It's a straight shot in, so you know you're right there.
Intelligent people out there. They'll figure out where it is.
If there's adult beverages involved, they'll find it.
And
barbecue, they'll find it.
If you find McQueenie, you'll find it.
You'll find it, yeah.
Yeah. And it starts at 2
Thank you, hermanos.
Starts at 2 p.m. today, and there's really not a closing time, folks, because I'm actually doing a shortwave radio broadcast live on location from 7:30 to 8, and some of these folks here are going to be guesting on that. And then I do my Liberty Works radio program from 11 p.m. till 2 a.m., so I'm going to be there till 2 a.m. regardless. And speaking of that, I want to thank Johnny Johnson from Houston, who's...
you will be having to thank him when he gets down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who's setting up the audio and all that kind of stuff. So, Johnny, you're probably on the road, bud, but if you are watching, we appreciate you for doing that.
He's got to want you to pay for that appreciation.
Well,
pop a foam on top.
We can't get commercial down here now, Jimmy.
That's right. Well, anyway.
So anyway, that is coming up, folks, and we really encourage you to come on down there. Tim's going to be doing a presentation of the Antichrist and a cup of tea.
And Tim's also going to be on the Trailer Park Show Monday night. All right.
That's right. I'm looking forward to it.
This looks like a heck of a book here. I know Recon has already reviewed some of it. He's our we call him Rabbi Recon. He's got a bunch of old Bibles. Some of them so old I can't even read them. I don't know what language they're in.
It's like my cup of tea.
So anyway,
Your cup of tea, Sean?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and just turn this over, and I got to run out here for just a minute. So who wants to take over the show? Paul or Recon or Jim?
Let's let him go over this
book
here.
Go ahead, Tim. Go over your book here real quick.
How long do I have?
Well, just
and then we'll have Paul.
Yeah, just.
All right. You can have
This is a friendly takeover.
He came from Denver, so he needs to have an opportunity to speak.
I hope you folks can make it out to McQueenie. We're going to be talking about things that I'm going to show you here in a moment in a lot more detail there. This book, The Antichrist and a Cup of Tea, is the first and only book in history to give hard evidence on the actual identity of the Antichrist. And
you mean Bill Clinton, or?
No, not Bill Clinton. We're going to surprise some folks, not Al Gore. But it gives biblically testable evidence to suggest the identity of the Antichrist, and beyond that, it gives the most comprehensive overview documented for the actual structure of the New World Order of any book, to my knowledge, that's been written. What it does is it shows that all the key organs of the New World Order conspiracy that Christians and conspiracy theorists have written about historically sit beneath the British monarchy today and have been built up beneath the monarchy over a period of several centuries. On the cover of this book, see if we can show The Antichrist in a Cup of Tea, you'll see a coat of arms.
Wake up, folks.
This coat of arms, or heraldic achievement, is a literal depiction of the imagery in the book of Revelation called the first beast.
You got a call?
You a minute? We got an announcement on a call. Can we do that?
Okay.
If we're going to interrupt this interruption for a special announcement here.
Hey, this is a fun show today, guys.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, good morning. I hated to interrupt that. I wanted to hear the rest of that.
Sounds like Rusty.
Yeah, this is Rusty. I just wanted to tell Shonda really that and the gang that I've got a wedding to go to today. I'm fixing to jump in the shower and everything, but my good buddy Bill Reynolds will be there on his motorcycle to represent Common Sense at the TMA today. I hope you guys have a great time. I'm sorry that I'm missing out, but I know I'll get some good reports and information from it. So y'all have a great meeting. Have all the fun you possibly can. Have a little bit from me.
We're going to miss having you there.
Well, that's no big deal. It's just me. I just wanted you to know, Shonda, that...
yeah, but it's not the same without you there, Rusty.
I agree.
Well, I'll tell him a couple of good jokes that he can pass on to you. So
all right.
Try to keep things livened up a little bit. But anyway, y'all have a great day today, and hope you get a lot done. And Bill will be taking some notes to bring us so we can coordinate. If there's any voting going on, he probably won't vote, but he'll bring us the information so we can vote. Cool?
Cool.
All righty. Hey, y'all have a great time. It's a gorgeous day. I'm sure you will.
Thanks, Rusty.
All righty. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, Rusty Field.
Continue, please.
Okay. See if we can get it back on the cameras here.
We got a newer crew here.
So do we have to read the book in order to know who the Antichrist is?
I should leave it like that, leave you guys hanging, but I'll tell you anyway.
I might give it away.
You're keeping us in suspense here.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you until toward the end of this information here.
Okay.
This coat of arms, if you can bring it up, is a literal depiction of the imagery of the first beast in Revelation 13. It has on it, on the dexter side, that's what it's called in heraldry, a beast with feet like a bear, body like a leopard, and mouth like a lion, instead of what would be a normal lion for England in British royal coats of arms. This happens to be Prince Charles' coat of arms. It also has on it a unicorn with human eyes, which is unusual but not unique. The other beast, though, that I mentioned, with feet like a bear, body like a leopard, mouth like a lion, has never existed in history before except on this coat of arms and in the pages of Scripture.
Interesting.
This imagery, and I'm going to read a passage from Revelation 13, is the required context scripturally for even attempting to perform the name calculation to identify the Antichrist. It says, "Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard, his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Notice it said the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. In other words, if that imagery of the beast isn't present for that man, you may as well forget it. You're spinning your wheels trying to suggest that person might be the Antichrist. Prince Charles has it. More than that, you'll notice the red dragon on this coat of arms. It says, and the dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. In Revelation 12, that's a fiery red dragon. Happens to be the same red dragon historically. This dragon goes back to the standards of the Roman cohorts that occupied ancient Britannia. It's a Roman red dragon. Represents Satan, according to Revelation 12. This dragon was the central symbol of Prince Charles' investiture as the Prince of Wales in July of 1969, which was the most widely viewed event in the history of the world at the time. The estimated audience was 500 million plus. So we have the imagery from Prince Charles. No one else has ever had it. In that context, as it turns out, his name is 666 in both Hebrew and English. I don't know if you can see this, but we'll have overheads at the McQueenie event today. Make it much easier to view. But on this, I'm showing that using the biblical system, not some system that I went and invented, but the system that's identified to us in the underlying Greek text of Revelation 13, the name Prince Charles of Wales, or Charles Prince of Wales, is 666 in both Hebrew and English. Statistically speaking, that is an impossibility, yet it's a fact. Those things, along with a lot of other evidence in the book that will be presented today, suggest that Prince Charles is the only real candidate there's ever been in history to be the Antichrist. Beyond that, we're going to talk about something called the Order of the Garter, the oldest and most prominent order of chivalry in the world, which has two highest-ranking knights by birth, who are the Prince of Wales of the day and the British monarch of the day. That order is made up primarily of royalty, European royalty and nobility, although Japan's royalty is also in that order. And it comprises the core leadership today of what was the Priory of Zion historically, the Knights Templar, who implemented the modern international banking system, the Rosicrucians, Freemasonry globally, the Illuminati, something called the Committee of 300, and finally organized Satanism and witchcraft. That sounds like a lot, but that is in fact documented in the Antichrist and a Cup of Tea, and we'll go into some detail on that today. What that means is that the British monarchy is the core leadership, because it's the head of the Order of the Garter, of all the key organs that are central to the rise of this quote-unquote New World Order, and that doesn't even touch on the British Commonwealth. So just briefly, here are some of the things that we'll talk about today. How the Antichrist will use the United Nations to control the world, who is requested to be the King of Europe, whose name scripturally is 666 in English and Hebrew, who claims descent from Jesus, Muhammad, and King David, Jesus through an occult lineage. And we'll go over this lineage today. This is the official lineage chart of Queen Elizabeth II, and it makes claims to Davidic descent explicitly for the British monarchy. Also, we'll talk about the power base behind the New World Order. The Order of the Garter is part of that. Who has authority over Freemasonry and the Illuminati globally? Whose power, throne, and great authority literally derived from the Red Dragon or Satan? The rise of global governance in response to the signs of the times. Whose media exposure has already exceeded that of every other human being in history? Who steers the environmental ethics and business agendas of the world's most powerful multinational corporations? And the environmental movement, by the way, is being used to bring in global government. Who is really behind the Mideast peace process as prophesied in Daniel 9:27? And who has already taken a traceable biochip implant? All that adds up to the only real candidate there's ever been to be the Antichrist happens to be Prince Charles of Wales. Let me invite you to preview this book if you can't make it today at my website, which is www.prophecyhouse.com, PROPHECYHOUSE.com. And I will have a newsletter starting shortly. There's a link there. It's dead at the moment. In about a week it'll be operational, where you can join our mailing list to get that newsletter.
Very good.
Sounds very interesting.
Okay, well, let's hear from our other exciting guest over there. Oh, yeah, the Delary was showed up too, folks. That's a wild. Gets pretty intense, doesn't it?
It does. It's a lot in that book. 450-page book.
Let's hear about. Yeah, let's hear about spring.net over here.
If you're
next to the Delary was.
If you're watching, you might want to let folks know that aren't watching, who don't have access to Austin Access TV, which I talked to somebody on the way here who didn't have access, and I told them they could get on the internet and see what we're doing live right now on www.spring.net. And there's a link there you can click to get a schedule of all the shows that are playing throughout the week. So this isn't just during the live portion of these shows. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And there'll be more shows coming up.
More shows coming up.
Like Freedom in the Trailer Park.
Right, Freedom in the Trailer Park, right. Living in a van down by the river by the trailer park.
No, yeah, we live in a trailer down by the railroad tracks.
By the railroad tracks, all right.
We moved away from the river last time it flooded.
Sorry to interrupt your classic viewing, but here is Jeff Davis. What is it?
Legendary Jeff Davis show.
And what should they do?
Well,
subscribe to.
I gotta make my proper
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Legendary Jeff Davis show, baby. From Central Texas, USA. Best in the world for 30 years.
And you're watching some 25-year-old.
We're watching Mike Hanson Archives here on Facebook. Now, Mike, tell us about your...
Okay, well, that's... You don't interrupt. let's go right back to Jeff Davis.
Hi, this is Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Del Rivas are, we all know they've been quite active in the past and in the future too, whether they like it or not.
You're right.
How did it go down to Matagorda? They brought some information before.
Here you go.
They brought some information before about
folks. Let them
they used to have fun on the beach, and now you have to have a permit.
Yeah, the beach on Matagorda Bay, in Matagorda, outside Matagorda, Texas, towards the Gulf of Mexico. You have to have a permit to go on the beach. You can park your car on a parking lot, and then you have to park onto the beach. You can't drive without a permit, and that's closing our beaches. And it's being
it used to be in Texas you could drive your car all the way down from Louisiana all the way down to Mexico.
Right, and it's
take the ferry at Bolivar and the bridge at.
Right, the Army Corps of Engineers is in charge of that. Deal.
They have their signs up there, Army Corps of Engineers, but the townspeople say it's just to make $6 a person who want to go on the beach, more revenue for the city.
More revenue.
And they've closed-door meetings up there, just like up here, that have decided these things for the city people. None of them are really for it, that like the beach, but very few of them really go and enjoy the beach. So they decided that for us, but that took my beach away where I was reared.
You used to have a lot of fun on the beach, did we?
Oh yes, I used to fish with my dad. We went and just listened to the beach and let God speak to us sometime and pick shells up and stuff. And we can't do that anymore, and I don't want a permit sticker on my rented automobile.
I don't blame you there.
Yeah, so it's a sure sign. It's a sure sign things are coming down, folks.
It's I've got my own personal beef now with the Round Rock Police Department. I've been extremely upset with them lately. As y'all know, down in the trailer park, I drive a truck. They've been jacking up trucks right outside Texas Crushed Stone. Y'all know what that is, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 at a time. Now, this is nothing more than another one of these revenue generations. There ain't nothing on none of these trucks required by the city of Round Rock. They don't license them, they don't inspect them, they don't give them permits. But they know that they can make money off these trucks, so they're jack boots. They got their boots all, and their pants tucked in their boots, and they jack up truck drivers. Texas Crushed Stone is like the largest strip mine in the state of Texas. It's really big for the economy. Crushed stone, all kinds of aggregates go out of there all over the state by rail and truck. And so Round Rock Police Department has taken the habit of just hanging around right outside there on the freeway. And you can always ride things like mud flap sailing. I got one of these tickets a while back. I haven't been messed with them lately. Yeah, when I said, what, didn't have enough life jackets or what? You know, what is mud flap sailing? Well, this is a $50 fine. That's what mud flap sailing is. Oh, Lord.
It's knowledge has its price, huh?
It's about the same thing as you got to have a permit now to go on the beach and jacking up truck drivers out there, and that's all they're doing. This isn't any kind of... This revenue generation, pure and simple. And I'm sure everybody here is familiar with the term revenue generation.
Well, it's not like we don't spend a lot of money in that city when we pass through it anyway.
Yeah, especially the taxes paid by Texas Crushed Stone to Williamson County. And
yeah, well, we got some calls. Y'all.
All right, got a call? Go ahead and put one on real quick.
Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting to get on the air. I just,
This sounds like...
You put me on hold.
No, you ain't. You're on. Go.
You're live on the air.
Okay, well, I'm just calling because I need a ride over to McQueenie. My truck's in the shop.
Can you get down here?
I'm at Barton Springs in South Lamar.
Oh, we have a piece of equipment to use on you too. My brother brought the same thing you had.
And we'll talk.
Yeah, Mary, we'll see what we can do.
Okay, here's another one.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hey, my question is for Recon here. I've been watching your shows for quite a while about your about heraldry. And I was just wondering if you concur with this other gentleman on his book about the heraldry and
this guy scares me, all right.
of the name.
the information, the heraldic information in it is rock solid. Okay?
Okay.
I don't want to get into anything here over the air, but I am going to talk to him about the Hebrew language.
All right.
Other than that, why...
Do you think maybe he made a slight mistake on the language translation?
It's an excellent, excellent book.
Well, I'm planning on getting the book, and I was just, I know, Recon, and I've watched his show, and I know, he's pretty thorough in what he does, and I was just wondering if he concurred with the other author here, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No,
I just wanted to know what you thought of it.
I enjoyed it. Great information in it.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Well,
Come on down
thank you.
to McQueenie. Come on down to McQueenie.
Yeah, come down.
Come on down to McQueenie.
All right, here's the next one.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, I was wondering, is this the trailer trash around?
Yeah, it sure
It is. You bet it is.
Bonafide trailer trash.
Bonafide. Real McCoy.
Looked like it was.
You had two people there for a minute.
Yeah, I've had two people at the same time. You scare me, all right, Tim. This is a heck of a book. Kind of over my head a little bit, but I do understand Recon is very good with, he's always been the one that does our, well, what would you call it, spirituality or whatever. And this is pretty bold stuff.
Thanks. Let me just say, if people have questions after looking at this book, you can email ProphecyHouse at our website, prophecyhouse.com. I usually answer those emails within a week. Yeah, the website is on the back cover at the bottom, and so it is on the book. But I'm happy to answer your questions if you just email me.
Or if you don't, Recon will answer them too. Call on up and find out.
Okay, let's go ahead and try to bring up Paul here again, real quick.
Bring us some more, Paul, on
Spring.net.
Yeah,
how long have you been into this?
Oh, since '89. That's when we got started.
Show that hat again, Paul.
You can leave it on. We can read it right on your head.
Okay. Yeah, it's www.spring.net. It's basically started out as a discussion group, which it still is, and now we're doing the real audio
chat room
feed.
or something?
No, it's not chat.
I mean, what started out as?
No, it never was chat. It's conferencing and discussions, which is a lot more civilized than just a chat room. It's a chat room's kind of ephemeral. You know, it comes and goes. Our discussions go on for several years.
Holy cow!
And so you can build up ideas, and you can introduce an idea and develop an idea over a period of time, which you can't do in a chat room.
I understand.
In a chat room is kind of like a drive-by, hit-and-run type deal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, we're
I got it on my favorites list.
It's great.
we started this real audio feed, and
yeah,
we've got a new URL we're gonna put out there. I don't know. We don't have a startup date on it yet, but it's going to be tvshows.com.
Well, I don't get
and that'll
to
be
get on
dedicated to the television shows
I don't get to
that
get
we
on
see
the
here.
computer too much. Every time I do, the wife comes in and catches me on, the girly page or something, and it runs me right off. But
Harry, what got you started?
You sound as bad as me, man.
You need a.
So my wife doesn't like it. She
draw mine
takes
off
over.
my favorites thing, doggone it.
Yeah.
not.
You need a motion detector that changes the URL when your wife walks in the room, don't you?
See, that's what happened one time. She walked in and tried to kill it all, but Wednesdays you're supposed to go out each one at a time, and so I froze up the hard drive one time, and she didn't appreciate it very much.
I wanted to ask you, what got you started on this book?
I actually was a cadet at the Air Force Academy, class of '88, and in November '86 received.
Thank you for your service to our country.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I quit the academy to research and write this book.
Never mind.
About 6 months before graduation, spent 3.5 years doing full-time research and writing. Took over 10 years to complete. But before leaving the academy, I actually asked the Lord to show me who and what was being spoken of in Revelation 13. And within a month of doing that, I had in my hands that coat of arms that's on the cover of the book. I had the official name calculation in English, showing that it was 666, and some other things. That was enough for me to decide, okay, the Lord's calling me to write a book. So I resigned from the academy and proceeded to do it.
Very good. Thank you.
I know Recon's got a whole stack of all kinds of coat of arms and things over at his house. He just gets all kind of vast research stuff. How'd you come up with this title, And a Cup of Tea? You know, we're going to see the
twist,
Antichrist and have a cup of tea. English.
My wife is from Trinidad, West Indies, and she was talking about implementing tea time in our house. And one afternoon for tea time, I said, I got it, the Antichrist and a cup of tea. she thought that was hilarious, so I thought, yeah, that works. And that's how we chose it.
Tell us something, Shonda. You've been with Freedom Lovers International newsletter
And Texas Media Alliance.
and Texas Media Alliance. How's this going?
It's going great, actually. We've got over 70 different organizations working with the Media Alliance, getting information out all over the world. We are growing like wildfire. Freedom Lovers International has now started a website that has a different page for events, a different page for action alerts, anything you could possibly do that would interest you.
Keep Jeff off the camera. Go ahead. How do we catch you all?
We are media, and we love it. I mean, this is our way of taking back what restoring our nation to the constitutional republic that it's supposed to be.
And plus, you get a lot of good information. I know through you, we got connected with Bulgaria. No, where was it?
Kosovo.
No, in
Belgrade.
Belgrade. Individual over there we started exchanging information with, and that was very interesting compared to what you see on the Austin Un-American Statesman and all that. Houston Comical and all them other New World Order newspapers.
Kind of worried about him, actually.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him. What happened?
I have no idea.
Power's down.
Maybe.
CBUs, cruise missile cluster bombs, takes care of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Killing more children for peace.
Need to try to get in touch with him.
Media Alliance members watching, I'm sure of it. So tell us the vision for the Media Alliance as the president of the Media Alliance.
The vision of the Media Alliance is to create a network that will fairly compete with the mainstream controlled media. We want to create a network of freedom lovers, of people who are, bound and determined to restore this nation to the constitutional republic that it's supposed to be. And we want to do everybody's got different genres, and we feel like through the use of media, we can basically hit the enemy from all sides. And
good show, I say.
That's what the Media Alliance is all about.
Kind of like kick them while they're up and kick them while they're down.
Right.
What are some of the more prominent members of the Media Alliance?
We've got Jeff Davis here. We've got Alex Jones. Stephanie Birmingham out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yeah. And we've got Tammy.
Tammy Wynette?
No.
Just kidding.
Tammy Kay. She's the head of Mediagate Solutions, and she's also with us, and we're happy to have her. Actually, she's really energetic in the movement. So those are the ones off the top of my head. We've got the TCRC, Texas Constitutional Ratification Committee. They'll
be in McQueenie, won't they?
They will be in McQueenie, and several others I can't think of right off the top of my head, but they're there.
Come on now, we're supposed to tell us all 70 of them now. Just
Right.
kidding. You can get those off your website, can't
Yeah,
you?
you can go to my website, and those of us in the Media Alliance who have a web page are listed there. I'm wanting to put the ones that don't have a web page but have an email address, their list of names, so that you can email them individually.
Fun. Like the Dailery was making whoopee on the beach, huh? Now you have to have a permit.
Now we have a permit.
Gee, you're a pretty wild guy.
Well, I know what I used to do on the beach. I didn't say that.
We want to tell
All
everybody.
we saw was beachcombing, fishing, and sandcastles, and they were saying that other things were going on there, but we never saw anything like that. It goes on in the streets of the city.
Yeah.
They just made a seaport.
Yeah, Anyway, we want to invite everybody to come down to the Silver Eagle Tap House today in McQueenie. What time?
2 o'clock. But get down there about any time. They'll let you in.
Yeah, I'll come down to check it out because there's some good information floating around there. and
I can't wait.
we're getting all this information, you know, and we need to make our time worthwhile.
I'm excited about it because I dialogue with these people through email every day just about, and half the people I dialogue with I've never met, and this is my chance to actually get to meet some of the people that I, you know, associate with through.
Shonda, do you think our time's getting short?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think, Tim?
No question about it. I think this book is going to shake some people in their boots when they start thinking about that question.
I've recently gone over A Year of the Rat. You're familiar with that book, aren't you?
No, haven't heard of that one.
I've heard of it, but I haven't read it.
It's about Bill Clinton and China. You know, all his dealings with China and how China's moved in. And
Come on, he was just learning how to fry rice.
I think we need to make peace with God individually and collectively.
That's what's going to take to fix this nation. Yeah.
Well,
can I recommend a news source to you?
Sure.
Yeah, if you check out my site, there's a link there to Koenig's International News. I don't know if you've heard of it, but they've got some good things that come out
Okay.
through that site. Might be something to add.
Okay.
she's got a whole
Would you
list
like
of
to
them.
be added to the Media Alliance?
Sure.
Okay.
Love to.
I'll put you on the list.
Well, anyway,
Jimmy, we want to thank Jeff Davis for inviting us on, and folks keep watching Jeff Davis.
What for? We're helping him out. He can go out there and come on now. He doesn't have to worry about it.
He captured us, and he said, come on in, so we just dropped in for a second.
You were unfortunate, weren't you?
But we want
We're
to,
nowhere blessed.
we want to give him thanks, and also we want to give God all the glory and His blessings.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. That's
Me
what
and
we need.
Recon were just having a little Bible discussion about if you're with the Lord, you don't have to worry about if people laugh at you and stuff.
Right.
And wasn't it something about all glory be to God? I'm not only computer illiterate, but I'm kind of Bible illiterate as well.
Amen.
But
Amen.
wasn't it something?
Stay in the hollow of His hand. Good biblical idiom.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I usually do on those kind of subjects.
I mean, why would we be afraid of a human who can kill us?
Well, that's usually why I'm afraid of a human.
Nobody's immune. I mean.
Hey, here's Hermano.
Yeah, I'm going to come in and take Jeff's seat for a minute. He's out there
Having a puff.
indulging in adult smokables, you know.
Oh, okay.
Tobacco, in other words. The hated...
The hated evil weed.
The hated evil weed, and now we got the hated evil guns, and next it'll be... Shonda, you told me the other day what they were going to go after next. It was something really silly, but they'd do it.
Plumbing supplies?
Plumbing supplies, yeah.
Plumbing supplies, come on.
Yeah, really, they're going to have a, since these kids are making, we got a caller?
My faucet's
Oh, Nicole's on there. We'll punch it up. Oh.
You have to punch something
You have to punch something over there? Hey, we're doing live TV, folks.
No, they can do it from in there.
Do it from in there. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. The top engineer down here is in the studio, in the control room anyway.
Yeah. Now, Andrew, you're going to have to change this camera over here. That one. Yeah, they're going to, since the kids are making all these bombs, you're going to have a 5-day waiting period on copper pipe and things like this. And you can only buy certain lengths of it, nothing short, and, you know.
Well.
But now, you know, if we're going to have all this waiting period on guns and everything, no, Andy, the whole group. Andy, the whole group. Swing it over and get all of them.
Mind training group is causing these children to do this to us.
I understand that all
Zoom
the
back.
kids that have done these shootings at school have all been on Ritalin or Prozac, and it's all happened since Bill Clinton came to office.
Yeah. Yeah, the Prozac and the Ritalin.
Are doing this, people.
The who?
Psychologists and therapists.
Well, yeah, because all these kids turn out they've gone to something like this.
I know they induce suicide.
Andy, this way. These four
that
over
right?
here, Andy.
Well, I know you got to be crazy to go to pay
Zoom
somebody
back a
to
hair.
tell you you're crazy. You know?
Well, unless they lived your life with you all the way through, they don't understand what you're going through.
Well, I can't understand how anybody would pay money to somebody
who
to...
have gone to a psychiatrist and immediately committed suicide afterward.
Well, you know, it's funny because
Or
what
a
the...
few years afterward.
You know, one of the things that Shonda and the Media Alliance is doing, see, the mainstream media won't tell you about these kids and what's happened, but it seems that every one of them, when you start investigating, they've been diagnosed as being hyper. So next thing you know, you got a psychologist.
Deficit disorder.
And do you realize that the school nurse and a teacher in the class can recommend they be put on Ritalin, and they will do it.
Yeah.
So what it is, obviously, of course, is here's Joe from the pharmaceutical company, and he says, he starts handing me a bunch of money as a doctor, and we start putting this Ritalin in all these kids. The psychiatrist has talked to him, a psychologist, starts talking to these kids, gets them in on this Ritalin, and next thing you know, you've got a madman on your hands. I know a lady in Houston that's daughter was on Ritalin, and we talked about it quite a bit, and while she was on her medication, she was fine. When it started coming off, now this was a 6-year-old girl, and you'd swear you was listening to one of them hookers on the waterfront, because she could talk the talk, you know, and she was very, I mean, she was mean and violent. I mean, she hit people, and she's 6 years old.
In order to be eligible for Ritalin, you have to be labeled as learning disabled. And that's where the teachers and the counselors come
Learning
in.
disabled?
Okay, once they have labeled you as learning disabled and put you on Ritalin, Ritalin seems to secure that diagnosis. And once that happens, the schools get more money for each learning disabled child.
Yep, that's right. It's all, see, this whole thing's about money.
That's why there are so many learning disabled children now.
When I was on the shared decision-making committee at Alameda Elementary, the principal, when they go over the budget, was really pushing. They get federal money for good attendance. They get money for the learning disabled. If they could get the school listed as a Chapter 1 school, they came up with all kind of new federal money. They wanted to put up what they call a T building, or a temporary building out there, and get some physically handicapped kids. So they get more money for that. I mean. And if you got kids on Ritalin, you got more federal money for all the kids on Ritalin and Prozac. So it's just this big money flow. And of course, with federal money, you know, they got them strings that go all the way to Bill Clinton's room.
Well, now if you've got a child that is labeled as gifted, they can put him in a class, but the class is labeled as special education. So once it's special education, they automatically get labeled as learning disabled.
Learning disabled.
Even though they're gifted and talented children.
So then when they try to get into a high school, they're screwed.
Right, and whenever they try to get a job later on, they're labeled as special ed kids, so they don't, even though they're gifted and talented, they don't get the opportunities.
Because special ed has always been for learning disabled, but now they're grouping the gifted in there with them, again, for federal money.
Dumbing our children
Dumbing our children down.
Oh, now look, guys, now wait a minute here. Don't you know that these people have gone to these great colleges and learned all this?
Oh, yeah.
Harvard
And none of them have any
They
kids.
know what to do.
None of them have any kids.
They know how to take to your kids.
I mean, you know.
That's right.
This is insane. You've got all these college-educated idiots saying, well, do this with the kid.
I taught my kid how to read in less than 2 months by myself, and he is now in 3rd grade and 7 years old, and he's done it himself.
I've heard that I've heard that the last 5 or 6 winners of the spelling bee have all been homeschooled.
Hey, we got a call.
Okay, punch him up.
Go ahead,
is this true?
Hello, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes. Hi, my name is Amy, and I have a learning disability. I'm also in the 12th grade, and I was put on Ritalin. I'm sorry. I was put on Ritalin when I was about in the 1st grade, and I have to say, I mean, I really think that it's really wrong for them to, like, quick judge people, especially young children, and just put them on Ritalin like that. I think it's wrong.
I agree with you. They're making a snap decision.
Because it really does affect a kid's life. I mean.
Oh, I agree with you 100%.
Any kind of drug will.
How long have...
What is this Ritalin? Is this like a
did your folks get you off of the Ritalin pretty quick, or what?
Methamphetamine?
They kind of went with the school system, but it was kind of embarrassing because, I mean, not only was I taken out of regular classes, I was also put in special ed.
Have you got
there you go.
And my friends kind of like noticed that when I mean, this has happened at a very young age. Obviously, you know, I was in kindergarten at the time that they judged it, and I was like in 1st grade all the way to now. I am still in special ed classes.
Are you?
You know, I don't know if they were wrong about it, but I think it was also because I'm not even living with my mom right now. I'm living with my sister, and you know, because she was really very abusive and stuff like that.
Well, Amy, are you still on Ritalin?
No, I'm not. Actually,
Good.
it took me off, but I
Thank God.
am taking Prozac.
Do you feel better being off Ritalin, or
how long have you been off?
I don't know. I've been off like about 5 or so. Excuse me, I'm sorry. 5 or so years now. I've been off the Ritalin.
Good.
Yeah, but I am still taking Prozac.
I think you need to get on reality.
Yeah, I think well, you know,
Try some of the other government's drugs, you know, like heroin.
All right.
Hey, some other government smuggles that in too.
your name is Amy?
Yeah.
Amy, I would suggest that you, you know, don't, you know, even though you're in special ed,
yeah,
take it upon yourself to educate yourself, okay?
Yes.
You know, order your book. Go to the thrift stores. You can get books for 50 cents. Read, okay?
Read like a big dog.
Read. That's all you have to do. The more you read, the more you ask yourself questions, and the more you want to know.
Okay.
And I commend you. You know, I really encourage you. Okay.
Thanks for calling, Amy.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
All right, you too.
Somebody put out the
For internet viewers?
512 James, you do it?
How do you call for internet viewers? Oh, if you're out of town.
Out of town.
512.
Oh, there it is. What is it? 512-477-2288. That's the number, right? For the out-of-town folks?
Make it out, but if you're watching over the net.
Yeah, if you're watching on the net, there's the number there, 512-477-2288. Oh, they won't see that? Well, heck.
Yeah, 512.
477.
Yeah, if you're catching this on the net, give us a call, 512-477-2288.
And
if you're watching this on Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday now. Saturday morning on the 5th of June,
If
right?
it's Tuesday or Friday or Wednesday and you're watching a replay, don't try to call that number, no telling who you'll get. You might get a cooking show, you might get music or whatever, you know.
They got some wild shows down here.
I get the clothing optional show.
Yeah, right. Clothing optional show.
You're watching it on what, Paul?
If you're watching it on www.spring.net, we've got Jeff tied to a chair over there, so he can't. You're hearing him from off camera. Yeah.
For now,
this is a friendly takeover here, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we've done it here to him.
Trailer park trash.
Trailer park trash moved in, baby. Look out.
Out of it.
Now, if you're out and about, come down to McQueen today, and while you're driving, you may as well come to Houston tomorrow for our monthly seminar, first Sunday of the month. This thing takes place at the Holy Trinity Lutheran Church Parish Hall. It's at the corner of Canino Road and Northline Drive, and the easiest thing to tell you is that this is at the second stop sign east of Interstate 45 North on Canino Road. That's exit 567A. If you're traveling north on Interstate 45, it's really easy to get to. Hook a right on Canino. There's not a stoplight, and it's right after the exit, so hook that right. It's about a mile down the road, second stop sign. You'll see us on the right. Come on in. It begins around 1 o'clock. There's no cover charge to get in. I beg for donations to pay for the hall and for the food, because I bring food down there since there aren't any fancy restaurants close, and we often get hungry, so there's plenty of food and drink down there. We'll have coffee and sodas and sandwich. I have brisket and some other beans, those kind of stuff. So you can come feed your face and get it educated and share information on the becoming, I don't know what you want to call what's coming, the Holocaust, the travesty, whatever, with the whole New World Order thing.
This kind of stuff fits in what he's saying, like the last call and the dumbing down. And here in Austin, we have a group who does some psychological things too. And they were mentoring this young girl back last December, and she jumped off the William Cannon Bridge. We're talking about suicide. I don't know if you're familiar with what I'm talking about. It was just before Christmas, and just after Christmas. Well, I was down the street from the house, and plus the group that was mentoring her, I'm rather familiar with. Not friendly people at all.
That's true.
Out East Austin, they're a homosexual. They target children. And so this 17-year-old girl from Canada was being mentored by them. At the time, she was, you know, over at some adult woman's house, and she walked out the house, went down the William Cannon Bridge, and jumped off.
Well, you know, I'm sure that what I'd have to say on it will offend some people. I don't think any responsible parent who has any option has any business sending a child of theirs to public school. Our public schools today.
Gee, thanks a lot.
Our public
That's right, I agree. Here, here.
I agree.
I tell you what, I had.
Well, my kid's still in. My wife's PTA president. I said, it does your child good. It does your child good to homeschool it, but it doesn't help your community.
Yes, it
does. Yeah, it does.
It helps your child. How does it help the community? All the other kids are stupid. You got to make the kids smart too.
Wise enough to help someone in the community.
I tell you, my children are homeschooled. My son, who is
I'm the only one here in public school.
Just turned 5 in February.
Look what they did to me.
Is starting 3rd grade now. In fact, he's in 3rd grade.
And he's 5 years old?
And he's just turned 5 years old.
God bless. Justin better get on the stick then. This kid's 5 and in the 3rd grade.
My 2-year-old daughter is already learning to read. I've got a newborn who was just born this month.
My 8-year-old can shoot a gun. I didn't teach him that in public school.
I think that our public schools have become government experiment centers.
That's right.
Not just for drugs, but they're endeavoring to find ways that they can control the populace, and the way they start is by controlling the youth, which is exactly the same thing that Hitler
did. Same thing. No.
Control.
But see, I had teachers at the school that my girls are in. HIS, Houston Independent School District teachers, and the ones that had kids, none of them had kids enrolled in public schools. And they told me, said, you better homeschool those kids because the private schools are starting to feel the effects of the government because they got their tax exempt status, they want to keep it, they're going to toe the line.
This is Desi Mariah Andrews, and I love Hanson Archives and Waco Archives on YouTube.
And Mike Hanson Archives.
And Mark Hanson Archives. He forgot to tell me that, folks.
Oh, and I love Desi Andrews.